Tav Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibhiriditam Kalmashapaham Sravanamangalam Srimad Atatam Bhuvi Grinanti Ye Bhurida Janaha Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, your gospel is like nectar and bliss showered upon the pain-stricken lives of suffering humanity. It dispels all the sins and misdeeds of life. It brings spiritual welfare in life, the spiritual beauty and prosperity and grace spreads through and through one who listens to your holy message. They are the real givers who preach and pronounce the nectar of your divine message to the suffering humanity. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, page 86, and it is a continuation of conversation of Sri Ramakrishna with his desired devotees. And last time Sri Ramakrishna was continuously talking about a devotee's question. The question started with if a wicked man is about to do harm actually does so, should we keep quiet? And that answer continued, and it is that you should not do harm, but you should hiss. And Ramakrishna talked about that story, that you should hiss. As a devotee, as a good lover of God, you should not hurt anyone, but at least to protection, you have to hiss, no? That snake hissing story. Now, in that continuation it is going on. In this creation of God, there is a variety of things. You see men, animals, trees, plants. Even among the animals, some are good, some are bad. There are ferocious animals like the tiger. Some even trees. Some trees even bear fruits sweet as nectar, and other bear fruit that is poisonous. Likewise, among human beings there are the good and wicked, and the wicked, the holy and the unholy. There are some who are devoted to God and others who are attached to the world. So that is you have to accept this world, that it is like. The world is a mixture of two. Duality is this world, no? If you say God, God is absolutely one. And there is no change, division, that it is all pure and stainless. It is all blissful, all eternal, no? But when you come to duality, duality means it should be good and bad. Sometimes that is the problem of the Christian thought, that why there is evil. But here is this Mother Kali solves the problem. Why there is evil? When there you talk about creation, means that there is something good, something bad. You cannot express one side of the picture, you cannot take one side of the coin. You will have to accept the other side of the coin. So coin has both sides. So the creation has both sides. The light, there is light, see, there is shade. I'll take the light and not the shadow. You cannot do that. Huh? So in everything in the creation, that's why Ramakrishna gave the example. In God's creation, God has created Eko Aham Bahushyama. He was one and he wanted to be many. And many means diversity. There is no creation. Creation means diversity. Even painting. The painter's thought is created. When it's not created, it is also a white wall. When created, then that person takes strikes with a brush with even single color. They make different shades. Otherwise, it will not be creation. So therefore, this concept of creation, why it is bad, what is good, not. Creation means Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Three qualities constitute the creation. That's why Maya is defined as it is made by Maya. But what is the Maya? Maya is constituted of the three Gunas. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Sattvika quality, transparent, pure. Rajas quality, with all those little tint of what we call activity, arrogance, ego, pride. No, I am such and such. Always telling, do you know I am such and such? I am such and such. I big that. How big am I, beating the drum. That is the ego, and that comes in the Rajas quality. Sattvika quality, they are humble. They will never be that same. The quality influences our life. We are the same day, we are sometimes sattvika, sometimes rajasika, something tamasika. No? Sometimes we are very peaceful, very joyful, very smiling, very happy, very... and sometimes so much agitated. Even if you say a single good word even, and I will be reacting to that. What you dare say like that, my God? So it is the Rajas. It is a combination. So Rajas and then Tamas. Tamas is most dullest and most downgraded expression of the truth. No, that's why truth does not manifest on the other side because of these three gunas. And three gunas they are called Maya. That's why Bhagavad Gita says, Nishtraya guna bhavarjuna. Oh Arjuna, you go beyond the three gunas. Whole spiritual life is nothing but to go beyond the three gunas. But in one jump one cannot go and cross the Maya. Kastarati Mayam, jo mahanubhavam sivate, jo loko sangang unmulayati. In the Narada Bhakti Sutra, these are verses given. Kastarati Mayam. Who can cross this Maya? Says mesmerizing Maya covers our wisdom and intelligence. Who can do that? Jo mahanubhavam sivat. That means who can live in the consciousness of the high, noble, infinite ideas of divinity, no? Or even another way, you serve the holy people who are great spiritual people there, no? By serving them. And all the spiritual practices come. So our goal is this, to transcend these three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Transcending three gunas means transcending the Maya. And transcending the Maya means what? Why shall we go to transcend the Maya? Play is going on well. Those who say play is going on well, enjoy the play. But when you get battered by the world, and you are crying and weeping because why this, why that, why me, why that, why this disease to me, why this trouble to me, why this, then you try to transcend, it is not so good. So to transcend that, so three gunas, that's why Arjuna has been advised by Bhagavan that Nishtraya guna bhavarjuna. And also another statement is there, Nishtraya gunne pothi vicharatam ko vidhi ko nishada. And if you can reach that Nishtraya guna, three guna, not three gunas, gone from your life, then what will happen? Nishtraya gunne pathi, in that path, who roams in the path of this transcending the three gunas, ko vidhi ko nisheda. What is his rules and regulations? What formula he will have to maintain? What formula he have to give up? There is his beyond all regulations and restrictions. That's why they are the free people. They are called Jivan Mukti people. But so, the point is that so long in this duality, it is not rational to think why there is suffering, why there is joy, why there is life, there is death. Why death? No, why not? Why life? If you accept life, you have to accept if death is not on one side, death is one side, life is another side, so it is just opposite side of it. So to go beyond the duality should be the goal. That's why Sri Ramakrishna says, in this creation there are good and bad. So Mother Kali, I said, the Vedanta has solved the problem. Mother Kali, see, sword, and skull, chopped out head, blood oozing, yeah, ego, destruction of the ego. We cry, no? When our ego, someone says something, I am very much hurt. Where your heart? Your ego. Little cutting is going on in the ego, and you don't like it. I am such. So mother holds that way, cutting the ego, one sword. And cutting the head. Head means the same thing, ego. I am this, I am that. Say not I, say thou, 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 thou. And that's why then if you see this aspect is taken care of, mother says boon and blessings, no? What do you want, my child? I can give you everything. Liberation, freedom. You want to go to heaven, you can be the king of the whole continent. So everything can be given. You want this or you want this, whatever you want. But chop the head. But you can say, why chopping the head? That's very unusual. And my mother's child, why mother is troubling? Mother sometimes chastise the children, no? Not in this country, but India. And we know, if the elder brother gets a slap, then the younger brother says, okay, it is your fault today. I didn't do that. So the same mother, affectionate mother, for our good does that. Therefore, that is the philosophy of Vedanta, that one truth is there, absolute truth, that we call mother, that we call Brahman, that we call Atman. Whatever way of explaining, Vedantic way or dualistic way, this is the explanation. Dichotomy will be there. A Christian world has to create a Satan to fight, to find all the problems of it. Why this problem? Oh, Satan did that. God is trying to do something good, and contrary, there is a parallel force, almost equal to God, powerful like God, and he is always sneaking in and to create trouble. That means he is equally like God. The power of God and power of Satan is no less. Why these two parallel forces? But Vedanta says this is not two parallel, it is the one force appearing in this way and appearing in that way. And that is the Vedantic conclusion, that the world means if you so long you live in the world, don't question why. That is the constitution. That is the way. I give example. We people really, as a human, we should feel like that. There is a bombing going on, innocent people are killed. This no, really so. Thousands of people, for no reason, they are ousted from their home. Some are in hospital, no hospital, hospital blown out, this, that. So what a terrible God. Where is God now? Many people could ask question, where is God on 9/11? That 9/11, where was God? He was sleeping. That we put the blame on God. But it is not God, it is a play. It is a play of the divine. See, we don't cry when 1 ton of fish was swimming in the ocean freely, not doing harm to you or me. But the catcher goes and catches. And catching that, he is happy, his good business will be there. And look at the fate of the fish. They say, my mom has been carried away, my dad has been taken away, my son has been gone. They are crying, their family is all crying. What is justice for God? What justice God is doing here? So in this creation, that is the way. You have to accept that. That's why we say it is accept as a mother's play, divine mother's play, or it is Maya. I explain, that is the only explanation given. So Sri Ramakrishna says, accept this. This world is, and God has become all this. It is God's play when you say, it is God in every form. That same reality appearing in different ways, and it is God is playing with God. That's a great philosophy, and that is the truth. To understand that, to experience that, is the goal of life. So Sri Ramakrishna says, men may be divided into 2 classes. Those are bound by the fetters of the world, and another is the seeker after liberation. The liberated and if ever free. So these are the two categories of people who are very happy with this world, being in this happy misery and this play of duality. Yeah? Sometimes when bitterness comes, it bothers, but we forget that quickly, no? In our life, how many times bad things have happened? How many times we actually cried, oh Lord, what is doing, why it is happening for me? But we forget quickly, that's the Maya. So he says that there are two classes of the categorically, two classes of people in the world. One bound by the fetters of the world and the seekers of liberation. One is very happy in the world, attached to the world, attached to lust and greed, attached to the objects of the senses and the sense objects. And they are very happy, or even they are not thinking that they are bound. Ramakrishna said, no. The people living in that condition, they even forgot that it is a painful existence that is there, who were bound souls. And there are some people understood this life, what appears, it is not peaceful, it is not giving me abiding joy. Therefore he tries to get out of this bondage, out of this world. So two types of people, one who are attached to the world and another seeking liberation from that. And then there will be, who are seeking liberation, there will be some people who are liberated and the ever free. These are other categories, two other categories, four categories. So four categories Ramakrishna mentioned here. One is bound, who don't think about anything, about God, about afterlife. Why? Like the philosophy of the Charvaka philosophy. Materialistic philosophy is called Charvaka. In ancient time, ancient India, we had Charvaka philosophy. What Charvaka philosophy says? The rinam kritva ghitang pibet, javat jivet sukhang jivet, basmi bhutasya dehasya, punaragamanam kuta. Why do you bother after life? Eat, drink. If you have no money, go on credit card. And go and ultimately declare bankruptcy. And go on doing something. Enjoy. That's called charuvak. Charu means sweet. Their language is very sweet and happy, pleasing to us. So that philosophy says, don't think of God. Don't think of afterlife. People say, hey, don't do bad things. You will have to be born again and you will be punished. You will go to hell. Well, what hell? What heaven? This life is everything. So enjoy this life as long as you are. If you have money, then enjoy. If you have no money, then steal or cheat. And even you cheat, eat ghee. Ghee is costly, no? Clarified buttermilk. Nah. So you eat, and if you have no money, just go anyway. Enjoy the moment so long you can squeeze, like the Ingersoll said, no? To Swami Vivekananda. I want to squeeze the last drop of, yes, but you do not know how to squeeze, you make it bitter. Squeezing the lemon, if it is not done properly, it becomes the bitter, no? So, and Swami Vivekananda said, I want to squeeze the lemon, but I know how to squeeze it. So that you will see that you are established in bliss and joy. So there are people who are engrossed in this philosophy of life and they don't care for afterlife, they don't care for any moral, ethical living. Because what is there? There is no afterlife, only one life. And do enjoy whatever you can, squeeze it as much as you can. So right, wrong, there is no right or wrong. Enjoyment is the life's goal. So there are people, and look at their life, there is no value, or there is no higher goal of life, no? And everyone knows what is the end result of that type of living. Maybe at the phase of youthful time, when you have power, energy, that's okay. When you have 20 fans, You can do all gang. You have a gang, people in your support. You can do so many things, no? But when death comes, and then all this come back. So then comes the question, I have done so much, but what for? What is the end result? That questioning comes. That's why when we get into suffering, suffering is not considered to be bad. Suffering is called, it awakens the questioning of life, meaning of life, meaningfulness of life. That's why it is said, dukkhatrayo abhighata jigyasa. When we get three types of dukkha, adhyatmik, adhibhautik, adhidoivik. Adhyatmik means I have created something, I put my finger into the fire, my finger burns, I cannot blame anyone. Huh? But I didn't do anything. I was going and somebody hit me and I fell down. Adhibhautik. Pitbull. I was walking and suddenly a pitbull tried to find me a good friend and jumped upon me. And I fell down. And I bruised and do whatever. So I can say, I didn't do anything. I was standing there. It's Adi Bhautik, other bhuta, other animals, other people, other someone is done the harm. I'm not reasoning out why, no karma, but the suffering comes out of my own foolishness, that one type of suffering. Another suffering, I don't do anything, some animal, some human being, some other extra things which created my trouble. And third one is natural disaster and flood. It is called Daiva. Something extraterrestrial thing happened, sudden flood came, sudden thing which is not under the control of anyone. So these are the three types of suffering. If we analyze our whole life, these three, either one or two or three, we are suffering because of that. So this three suffering, when it comes, ordinary people take it negatively, but a spiritual person, devotee of God, looks at it differently. They say that it is an opportunity. When we get a blow from this side, then immediately see, my mind says, why I did that inadvertent activity and burned my finger? Why I was walking, why the pit bull came to me? Why the disaster happening in such a way, it's destroying my whole life? So this question, that's why I call dukkhotrayo, these three types of dukkha, abhighatat, by their pounding, jigyasa, the questioning comes, that why am I here? Why this suffering? Who has caused this suffering? I don't do anything. Now comes all philosophy, but questions should come first. So that's why questioning came to the second grade. First people, they are happy. I repeated this story many times, that I went to give a class one place and I was giving Gita class. And we are talking about these three types of dukkha and this and that. And Buddha says dukkha, dukkha, dukkha. Everything is dukkha, no? It's a very pessimistic word. Why dukkha? And that gentleman said, I am happy. I am happy with my home, I am happy with my finance, I am happy with my all other circumstances. People, why are you talking too much of dukkha? Then I said, brother, this is not for this class, is not meant for you. Because you have no question. That question does not come. I am happy. So if I am happy, why shall I ask for any other question? But when in life's journey, when something comes, which is bad and good we just read, will come automatically. Yeah. One side, another side. This side light, this side dark. It will happen. And when it blow comes, then it gives an opportunity to us to question. That's why second grade comes. They are willing to get liberated. I know this suffering. I don't find any reason. I don't find any means, so that any material means which can take me away from this suffering. You know, we may solve the problem for today. It is like Swami Vivekananda said, it is like a, the pain. And you drive the sciatica pain, gout, what do you call? Rheumatism. You drive from the finger, it goes in here. You have to drive it from here, it goes there. So it is like that you drive away the suffering from one corner, you have solved one problem, another problem comes. You solve that problem, another problem, endless problems. So therefore, they become spiritual then. So the third grade comes then, it is the seekers of liberation also second, because this question comes, they want to get out of the suffering. And how to get out of the suffering? They try to find some ways and means, follow Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, whatever, all religion, tantra, mantra, Shakti, sadhana, this, that, by many means, I want to get out of it, I want to get out of it. And out of this practice, some few are very fortunate, they get liberated. So that's the next is the liberated soul. And there are also another category. They are liberated by themselves. But they come again and again as a human being to help us. It is ever free. They are called Nitya Siddha. They are Siddha. Siddha means perfected. Nitya, all the time they are. Though Swami Vivekananda is born, Thakur's children, Ishwar Koti, we call Ishwar Koti and that type of name we hear. They are meaning this type of people who have no need of their being born again. But by God's will they are born to help humanity go beyond the normal life of suffering. So these are the four categories of existence, human being, Ramakrishna mentions. Those in bondage, what is their characteristic? They are sunk in worldliness and forgetful of God. So much engrossed in this world and worldliness. And actually that is the Maya's play. Look at our life. From morning till night, I have no time. One thing goes, another thing goes, another thing. That's why many of us complain, I have no time for meditation. Oh my God, so much workload. What can I do? And there is a song, Ami সকল কাজের পাই হে সময় তোমারে ডাকিতে পাইনে. I get time for everything. সকল কাজের পাই হে সময়. Everything. I can phone call, I can chit-chat for half an hour, I can, whatever is needed, overly, I can find, but I don't get any time for my spiritual practice. So that's why this is the point. They don't find any, and Maya is such, God plays us with that, gives us such responsibilities, things, we forget. And we don't feel, and when at the point of some suffering comes, then you say, what did I do so many years? No? When you become old like us, you will question, 80 years passed, 82 years passed, what did you do? How all this day and night passed away? How many seconds you passed every day? 24 hours times 60 minutes times 60 seconds. Multiply. How many seconds? So many seconds have been given to us, all of us. And how I spend that second. It is like one Swami came from India once, he was talking. God is very gracious to us. God gives equal distribution, equal kindness for all. So God has given, he calculated this way, 24 hours times 60 times 60. So many seconds for you, for me, for a Brahmajnani, for a cheat, or a vulgar person, a holy person. Everyone has been given this time, this many rupees or this many dollars per day salary. But how we utilize that money, in which way? Say to that song, Makali is here. It says, Mon re Krishi কাজ জানো না, এমন মানব জন্মিন রইল পতিত, আবাদ করলে ফলতো সোনা, মন রে কৃষি কাজ জানো না. Oh my mind, you don't know how to farming the land. এমন মানব জন্মিন, this is the human body God has given you, the land, fertile land. And Manavji Roilo Potiti driven barren. You do not take help of this body and this mind which God has given, utilizing them to get total liberation. Manav Jamin Roilo Potit, Abad Kol, if you did a good cultivation, then it would bring sona, gold. You will be the richest person. You will be realized soul. You will be feeling that you are one without a second, that reality, no? And you do not know how to cultivate and how to farm it. That's why it is wasted. So those who are aware of this, they are fortunate because they utilize every second. That's why he says the bondage, the people in the worldliness is forgetful about God. All these seconds, where suppose a good devotee, what he does every work, but japa, 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 japa. Continuously, he is utilizing every bit of second. One japa, another japa, another japa, another japa. Repeat the name, repeat the name, repeat the name. That is the utilization. World will go on, work will go on. But this is the utilization of time. And then that's why we say, I am initiated 10 years, 20 years. Okay, what is that 20 years? What has happened? I close my eyes, I see the same darkness. Why? Because you don't utilize your time. So how to do? Not that you will have to give up your job and utilize, but keep this awareness inside. I am for God, oh Lord, I am your child. Whatever is your spiritual, or I am that, whatever the spirit. So utilization of moments are very important. But worldly people, if you talk about that, they will run away from that place. Swami Vivekananda said that I have cleared the hall. He was speaking, the hall was full, and he was talking about all this high spiritual life and renunciation and detachment. So one by one people left, started going out. So here Ramakrishna says that they are those in bondage, are sunk in the worldliness and forgetful of God. That they don't find any time to remember God, and they don't care also. Not even by mistake do they think of God. If someone comes to any holy discussion over here, they said it's a wastage of time. Why to go there? That time can be utilized by party. Saturday party, Sunday party. This is also party, I say. I always say, this is also Gita party. It's a Kathamrita party. You can say the gospel party. No. The seekers after liberation. So, first point is that there is ample opportunity to think about God, but they will say, I have no time, and they never think of God and then don't feel any interest in it. They are not bad people. No one is bad in the world. In Vedantic perspective, everyone is holy. Only covered by tamas, we talked about this Sattva, Rajas and tamas. Tamas covered. So he does not see any light. That therefore he has no yearning for knowing the truth. What is I? Who am I? Why am I here? Who has brought me in this life? What is the end result of life? What is the goal of life? Why suffering? Why little touch of joy, touch of little peace, and so much of, followed by so much of opposite dukkha and suffering, no? This question does not arise. Even if you give to them, they will run away. Like Ramakrishna's room, like some of the Calcutta Babus, they are coming and they sat in the room of Ramakrishna, where the other friend is with rapt attention listening to what Ramakrishna is saying. This guy is pushing the friend, hey, when will you go out? They say, see how wonderful spiritual talk is going on. Sit. Then just little, and within few minutes, again pushing. They say, sit down, sir. Okay, you sit down, I'm going. So he went out, and I say, I'll be waiting in the boat for fresh air. Ramakrishna's room has no fresh air. to get fresh air. He is leaving Ramakrishna, coming out and going into the boat, waiting alone. That means even the opportunity is there. The Lord standing there and talking. By touch he can give revelation and realization. Being in his presence, his heart is so covered with the darkness, tamas. It didn't, resonate in the heart of that person. That is a sample. But that person is changed. Of course they will change. By your life's experience will force us. We are all in the journey. Don't feel that we are discussing this means someone is bad. In Vedanta there is no bad. Sinner and saint, The sinner has a future. The saint, don't you think he's a saintly person? A saint is saint. He has done much bad things than me. So he was a sinner. He became a saint. So sinner has a potential to become a saint. Saint has the path. Don't judge anyone from that perspective, but understand it is the play of the tamas quality. Not to blame the person. Swami Premishananda used to say, don't criticize anyone, but criticize the gunas. You can say, oh, she is so bad, oh, he is so mean. And don't say, she is God, she is divine. Only the guna, tama guna, dark covering of tamas is the problem. So if we blame, if you tell me that you are bad, you did this, you did that, and just tell me strong words, and you say, no, you are very holy, you are very good, only tamas quality is creating all trouble. Then you will be little relieved, no? Let the blame go. We are always happy if the blame goes to someone. When they directly charge me, then I say, no, I am so good. But if you say it is going to tamas quality, then I am happy. Or it is rajas quality, that's I am happy. So Premishananda has taught this beautiful formula to how to live in the world. You look at everyone, it is good, bad is bad, tamas is tamas, rajas is rajas, sattva is sattva. But don't blame anyone. He is divine. His divinity is there. Same as in holy, the Lord of Lords, down to everywhere is the same conscious awareness, Satchidananda. Only tamas covering, that is creating this reaction. Rajas covering, that's why the arrogance, haughtiness, and then sattvika quality, compassion, love, feeling for others, sacrifice, purity of life, all these manifest because of sattva quality. So cultivate that sattva quality. The same person cultivating sattva quality will be a rishi. Same person, rishi, will fall down if practices any tamasic practice or rajasic practice. So that pulls down. That is the way we all came. We are all pure. Only this apple has created the problem. That means sin. What is sin? With tamas rajas. They have entered into it and they have brought us down. So now return path is that. So it is said the seekers for liberation is another category. They want to free themselves from attachment to the world. Some of them succeed and others do not. Say, most of us, what we do? This is our struggle, no? We are all struggling every day to overcome these weaknesses, no? This attachment to the world. So we are trying to change the attachment to God. Attachment this way, to lift it into attachment to God. Attachment to person, no. Attachment to God in the person. It makes a difference. One is called Maya, another is called Daya. One is Maya, deluding force. I love you because of you are a nice looking person. And I hate you because this, because that. But we don't see, why not see who is behind this look? So that is the path for perfection. But in tamas quality in my mind, that will not allow me to see that. So that's why the second category is that these people will be the seekers after liberation, they want to free themselves from attachment to the world because they have seen enough what the world can give. Attachment to the world, what it can give. No? Attachment brings all suffering. This is a great lesson to learn. Anything we are attached to, that brings suffering. Not that $1 million, not needed. You have one shirt, what you liked it. You must attach to that shirt. This shirt is very good, I like this shirt. And it gets something, some paint falls on that, or it torn. You feel so bad. Even ordinary pen, $1 pen maybe. But it is, you like that pen, and it falls on it. So it is not the question that your Mercedes-Benz car, if it's scratched, okay, it has meaning. But still, if you have rented, it will not mind so much. And if it happens in the shop of the owner, I don't care about. 10 Mercedes-Benz may crash and they're dumped. But my Mercedes-Benz little scratch, my heart burns like that here. So these are realistic examples of life. We cannot deny this. From little thing where I feel it is mine, I and my attachment, that brings the suffering. So detachment, if we can learn the detachment, that is the path of liberation. So how to do that? That process is different. But now it says, Ramakrishna says, that some of them succeed who are practicing this, that I want to be freed from this attachment. Because I have experienced, attachment does not bring me peace. The attachment does not bring me joy. Rather, attachment brings suffering and more suffering. So who enjoyed the world? Buddha, Christ, Ramakrishna. And see how many people came to them. Everyone thought that Ramakrishna loves me most. No? Because he is universal. And when he thinks only one person, you love one person only, naturally you will have to hate other person. Unless you know the same God is everywhere, if you love one, you will have to hate another. Obvious. So those who are seeking for liberation, they are trying to get free from that attachment, which the ignorant people in ignorance call the Baddha Jeev. Baddha Jeev. Jeev means the individual who is bound soul. Here he is trying to get out of the bondage. They are the practitioner. And some of the practitioners get the success. Gita says, no? Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit jatati siddhaye jatatam api siddhanam kaschin mang vetti tattata. Manushyanam, among the human beings, sahasreshu, thousands and thousands of human beings, kaschit jatati siddhaye. By chance, 1 or 2 person you will find in the society who can be your friend in the spiritual journey. Kaschit jatati. They are not free, but trying to get liberation. There are only few. And yatatam upi, those who are trying to get this liberation, siddhana, koschin mang, rarely few, 1 or 2, mam, they realize me. So this is the rarest. So say the liberated souls are very few. Out of the hundreds and thousands of practitioners, 1 or 2 becomes pure, free. And the liberated souls, such as sadhus and mahatmas, are not entangled in the world, in lust and gold. Their minds are free from worldliness. Besides, they always meditate on the lotus feet of God. So what is the sign of a liberated soul? Liberated soul is that his love flows for everyone equally. He does not have any distinction. In apparent level, there will be distinction, he may say so, but he sees that oneness behind all. So the liberated soul, they are free from attachment, and they are the holy people like sadhus and mahatmas. not entangled into the world or anything in the world they are attracted to. Their minds are free from worldliness. And they are constant. They're one part, as Ramakrishna said, they're one part of their mind remains in God all the time. Like the toothache, Ramakrishna gave the example. When we have toothache, no one needs to remind, oh, you have a toothache. No? Toothache will remind you. So God consciousness has gone to such a depth that time you need not have to talk about that. They cannot forget God. That's the point. That awareness, so dominant, it will be. That's why Raja Maharaj and others said, you talk about spiritual practice and this, if you keep your mind in God, with 15 annas, or say of 16 annas make 1 rupee. So 15 annas of mind you give in God, and 1 anna of mind is enough to do all the work in the world. It's enough, more than sufficient to it. But we give our 16 annas of mind in the world, but don't get time to do anything else, no? So because our mind is not purified by that touch of the divine. Now, suppose a net has been cast into a lake to catch fish, and he is giving this example. You have the idea, fishing net, in India they do. It is all machine in this country, but India, small ponds and lakes are there. They take a net and throw it like that, and it spreads all over, and it sinks like that and catches the fish, brings out all the. So he is giving that example. Suppose a net has been cast into a lake to catch fish. Some fish are so clever that they are never caught into the net. Before the net is falling, and they jump out and get out. They are called the free soul, liberated soul, mukta, jivan mukta. They never get into the net of attachment or ignorance. Some fish are so clever that they never caught into the net. They are like the ever free. But most of the fish are entangled into the net. In that net, all other fish, they get caught into that. And some of them try to free themselves from it, and are like those who seek liberation. So some of the fishes, they don't fall into the net at all. The net is coming, Maya is coming, they run away, and Maya cannot touch them. That is liberated soul. Next soul, all the other people are caught into the net. And this is the condition of ordinary sadhakas also. But not all the fish that's there. Some of them try to free themselves. In the net, being caught, we are all caught into the net. But some of you are trying to get out of the net of Maya, of ignorance, no? And they are like those of you call the seekers of liberation, jiggashu. But not all the fish that struggle, they succeed. Some try to cut the net and try to get out. So there, a very few do jump out of the net, making a big splash in the water. Sometimes the fisherman, they said, oh, there is a big fish, escaped. Because he was trying to pull the net, by that time he is so intelligent, he got out of the net. So these are called, they are liberated. A very few jump out of the net, making a splash, and then the fishermen shout, look, there goes a big one. But most of the fish caught in the net cannot escape. Other fish, they cannot escape. And some of the fish are there, so intelligent, they go and push themselves in the mud and in the net together and thinking, I am very safe here. But when the fisherman pulls, they come out to death in the material world. In the world they die. So then the fishermen shout. On the contrary, they know But most of the fish caught in the net cannot escape, nor do they make any effort to get out. On the contrary, they burrow into the mud with the net in their mouths and lie there quietly, thinking, we need not fear any more. We are quite safe here. But the poor things, they do not know that the fishermen will drag them out with the net. These are like the men bound in the world. So Baddhajiv, Muktajiv, Mumukshujiv, Muktajiv are Nitya Mukta, ever free. So 4 categories Ramakrishna described. Now the bound souls are tied to the world by the fetters of lust and gold. They are bound hand and foot, thinking that lust and gold will make them happy and give them security. They do not realize that it will lead them to annihilation. Everyone becomes very secured. When do you feel secured? How much is your bank balance? How other health insurance, you're secured most. Oh, I have a very good health insurance. I don't care for anything, no? So these are security in the material world, but that is not security in the spiritual world. When death will come, even you have good security, health insurance, but the doctors will say, I cannot do anything. You know our Vijay Pal, you know, who used to come over here, Nandita Pal, Vijay Pal, he passed away recently. So doctor said we cannot do anything. Yeah, and that 2-3 days passed. Yesterday, no? Or day? Monday 2 p.m. So around that time. Anyhow, so he has so much. He has a professor, Caltech probably, and he has his papers. All are very published papers, very well. Patent. He made several patents also. But no, he ultimately turned to Mama. That's a different life pattern. He changed himself. But the question is that where goes all this hard work of the life, all these patents and things, no? But that's why he turned himself into the spiritual life and got more involved into prayer and meditation and puja and all this. So the thinking of lust and gold will make them happy and give them security. That is not security. Material security is not security, because it will not function when my death comes, when I leave the body. Suppose someone have 100,000 people around them at the point of death. What does it matter? The soul will have to travel alone. No one will go with that person who is dead. He is alone. You have to move alone in the journey of beyond. So that's why these securities are security. In God's security is the best security. Whatever happens, God is there. And who take refuge in that Lord God, their security is permanent.
So when the train accident or something happens, plane accident, train accident, many dies together. So then after that all these souls, they can travel together?
God knows they do they die at a point? I don't think at a point. There may be split second difference, journey may be alone, and all their karma may be there. That is a different issue. But my point is that all securities of life, what we are normally think secured, it does not function that way. The point comes when we have to make a journey of our own. No one is there. Not your friend, not your enemy, not your wealth, not your education, not your success, not your failures. Nothing. You have to make a lone journey. So, and that lone journey, if you are with the conscious entity, you think that God is with you, the supreme source of joy and bliss, you will be in joy and bliss, simple thing. You are not alone. But if I have not practiced and not connected with that reality, then that's why annang tama pravishanti je avidyam upasate. Yeah. Annang tama pravishanti. They enter into deep darkness. Je avidyam upasate, they are worshipping this path of ignorance. And there is more dangers. Those are very scholarly people, even here is warning. Tato bhuyo evo tarute jau vidyayagam rataha. Those who know intellectually and got stuck there, there is more danger. So this is security. No security, there is also lack of security. So be very careful. Don't get stuck anywhere. Attachment to the scholarship is first good, to raise into the mind into that scholarly level, to understand clarity of the mind. But don't get stuck there, because that is a bigger tato bhuyo evo taro. This bondage is much deeper than that of the person who is ignorant person. So the security, they do not realize that it will lead them to annihilation. When a man thus bound to the world is about to die, his wife asks, "You are about to go, but what have you done for me?" Again, such is the attachment to the things of the world, that when he sees a lamp burning brightly, he says, "Dim the light, too much oil is being used," and he is on the deathbed. So attachment is like that, no? At the point of death, we are thinking, oh, what will happen? Are Swami Vivekananda said, let the dead take care of the dead. Mrite satkar, mritera koru. That means this world is going on like that. It is your time to journey to your home. Think of God, think of divine. But it does not allow. Because what we think day and night gets into our mind, and that samskara comes up. And when that samskara comes, we'll have to follow that straight path. And this life goes on. The great story, the King Bharata was thinking of what? The deer, loving the deer. An innocent deer, a good thing. He did a good job to give shelter to a motherless baby deer. But what? Thinking day and night, last thought came. So he has to be born as a deer. So these are all giving example that how we lead the life, how we have our useful time, so that we can, at the point of death, before death, why not now, we can realize our divine self. No, we need to be liberated while living. Post-mortem solution is not. Some people say after you do this good job, you will be reaching what? To heaven. Who knows after death what will heaven or hell? But why not now? That is the Vedanta teaches. Have that here and now. That's called Jivan Mukti. Have that Jivan Mukti now. Don't wait for next life at the point of death. I will be spiritually alienated. No. Now. How? These categories of jivas are there. Which category we fall? And from there we have to see how we can liberate. Nothing wrong, but we are in the process of reaching the ultimate goal. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. So one question has come. How are forms of God like living and conscious form of Kali seen by Sri Ramakrishna in the image of Dakshineshwar different from ordinary names and forms which we see ordinarily? His question is that how Ramakrishna saw everyone, Kali name and form, and what we see. What we see. Tell me, we see the form. What do you see? Made of some plaster of Paris or some paint. No? We see materially. We don't see it is made of consciousness. Ramakrishna is to see it is consciousness. It is a more than living. Ramakrishna is to take a cotton and put it near the nostril of Mother Kali and feel that yes, it is moving. As you are breathing, so if the cotton is put here, you will see the little movement of the fibers. So he saw, mother is living mother. Swami Vivekananda went to pray to Mother Kali as instructed by Ramakrishna. Go and pray. Whatever you will pray, mother will give you. And he went and saw. It is not the material, image made of what you call the Asturhatu, all this stone or something. But it's a living mother, radiant, smiling, cheerful, radiant light all around. And he got overwhelmed, seeing the Divine Mother. So that is the thing Ramakrishna saw. It is filled with joy, filled with the compact Satchidananda. Look, the people who call as Brahman, as Ramakrishna said, I call him as Mother Kali, which is Brahman, is the absolute, Nirguna, beyond qualities and things, and Mother is a moving aspect of that, and the same consciousness. But that means we see the material part, and the realized souls, they see material part also, but at the same time, the spiritual content also together. The example, again, very simple example to remember, animal cookies. Animal cookies, all cookies are different, of different shape and size, but content is the same. Children can fight on the shape and size. I like this, I like that. But those who is well versed in the science of this preparation of the cookies, they will say it matters little, you take this or that, it matters the same thing. So they see two things and we see one thing. Also another example can be given, wax made of everything. Ramakrishna gave the example, a garden made of wax. So wax is the garden, the tree is wax. The man sitting under the tree is made of wax. So he's seeing the tree, a palm tree, suppose, made of wax. But he's saying it is palm tree. But we see only palm tree, but not made of wax. Same wax element is made the human being who is sitting in a chair, in a bench in the park. No? So we see only name and form. I see you as a person, only with physical features and your mental actions and reactions. That is my perception about you. They see you or me as a person, as also the mental condition. At the same time, it is constituted with that consciousness. That is, it's permeating everywhere. It is like a interwoven, with like space interwoven everywhere. So they see the consciousness everywhere. Okay? Okay, thank you. You have anything here? Anything here?
Margie, why when they have a death in the family, they say you shouldn't go to Mandir?
Oh, this because this is the custom. As also, you feel it is a mourning period. That time you be silent, go to your own closet, think of the mortality of life, how we love that person and it's gone. Where did it go? It gives a mood of renunciation, detachment. And this world we are talking about, these are the best moment which gives us the opportunity to pull down, stop, slow down your activity. Don't do anything, only think, what is this? This person was talking the other day and smiling, walking, and then now he's gone. What mystery? Pour into that. And if you are a lover of God, think that it is God, it is your place. So thinking of God, isolating from other aspect, not going to even the rituals and things, and it's a mourning period. And also mourning period. That period, mourning is not only negative, mourning is leading to connect us with God. So, and also it is respect for the departed, whom you loved. So what will happen? You love someone and he just died and you go for a party and dance and sing. How is that? How much love you have, you can show for the... And society will also think, what type of person? His husband or his father or his mother or daughter or son or somebody has died, and he just saw the dead body and went on dancing and playing with them. Even puja is also a celebration. That celebration should be in a mood. This is the mood to be internalize the celebration. And the bit to think, no, everything in the world is ephemeral, everything is changing. And so spontaneous, it gives a hit to deep understanding. It is unreal. And so what to do now? That's not the time to smile. That is the time to be serious. Or isolation. Who is my friend? No one is my friend now. I understand. If my husband is not, if my wife is not, if my mom is not, if my son is not, then no one in the world is my own. I should be alone with him. That's why ritualistic worship, this, that also. And the feeling of morose feeling and sympathy and love, that also another aspect of it. And society has given some rules and regulations for some reason. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. So tomorrow is our mother's puja. So 10:30 around, it is 8:30 only, but another 1.5 hour afterwards tomorrow, around 10 o'clock, we will have our puja. So please come, but it will be that many people will come. The the parking lot will be full. There we will have some carpool, no, not carpool, valet parking. So valet parking arrangement has been done. Don't put the cars in here and there, because there is a tow-away zone in Vine Street. After 10 o'clock, they will tow away. Last 1 year it happened, and so many cars were towed away. So don't do that, and come early to take a seat. But the question is that this is limited seat. We cannot extend it much more. So some people may be staying for some time, sometimes be a little less or more. But to come to get a seat, you have to come early. And also, if not, probably we will give some additional seat in the living room, in the green, near the bookstore, that house. So, and puja will start around 10 o'clock, and it will go on up to 3, I expect by 3 o'clock puja may be over. If you are not slow down, puja is elaborate puja, you can do whole night. But we are trying to make it as to finish quickly, because people will go back. So I think that by 3:30 our home of fire and everything will be over, and people can get prasad, everyone will get prasad and then go. But another thing, those who have to go early, I think there will be some fruit prasad or something they can take, and then those who have to leave, they can go. So please come tomorrow. In the evening arati will be a little early, because there is some preparation in the altar. So not 6 o'clock, but tomorrow 5 o'clock. Okay, thank you, Jai Ma.